What you up to? Jogging around, chasing Mom, chasing everything. Are you going to ambush Mom as she comes around the corner? No. Okay, let's try and get into a bit of a better spot. There we go. Isn't that wonderful? Sure we. Oh, squirrel spotted you, Thandi. Oh, look at Tlalamba. Let's go to Tlalamba. She's playing with the guarri. Just hooked onto it. He's got a long tail, little Tlalamba. Now they look quite well fed, so I think they might be coming off a kill in Torchwood, which we thought they were. And I mean, but she has gone from the northern edge of Djuma this morning, when we're now probably less than 500 or 600 meters from the southern edge. So she's walked, both of them have walked across the whole of Djuma. I wonder if they got a fright from a male leopard in Torchwood or in the north that sent them scuttling this way. Or you never know, maybe Hasana gave them a fright. Okay, let's just zoot around. We're going to get a nice clear view again in a second. And they're going to keep moving. I'm going to stick with them for as long as possible. In the meantime, Taylor's got one of my favorite birds to show you. Hello guys, well, Tlalamba's got tired. Look at her tired kitty. How's that, Dev? Here we go. There's Mom and Cub. As I said, they've walked a long way this morning. I think they might rest up not too far from here. Well, it's definitely been a good day for leopards, hasn't it, Davy? Oh, tired kitty. As I said, they look like they've fed quite well. Now let's just go down a little bit. You can actually see, not from this angle. And you can see that open wound. It doesn't look too bad. It's definitely not hampering her movement at all. AB, I think they might be on the way trying to get away from Hasana. He was very close to where they popped out, where we lost him. So I think he might have changed direction because of them. And I think the reason they were moving so quickly was to probably get away from Hasana. Now, we don't know what Hasana would do if he came into contact with Thandi and Tlalamba. I'm sure Thandi would actually be very aggressive towards him. But sorry, Dave, he would react, it's difficult to say. As I said, it looks like they were going to rest up now. Since we've been with them, they've covered probably 1.5 kilometers, 2 kilometers. So obviously she thinks it's now a good enough distance away from whatever she was trying to move away from, that she's now decided to relax. Oh, she is a pretty leopard. I know she is Jamie's favorite female. Isn't she gorgeous? Giving herself a good clean after jogging through all that dew this morning. Now, of course, Thandi's done some big scent marking trips recently, and Ray, she's probably doing that, even though the cub is okay, to make sure that she doesn't lose some of those core areas of her territory to the west completely to Shidulu. So even the scent, oh, hello. Oh, isn't this gorgeous? Now, this is only my second time seeing Tlalamba. The first time, I nearly stood What are you hissing at, Thandi? Oh, you're hissing at Tlalamba. The second time I nearly stood on both of them when they were on a impala kill. Then I was tracking them. Where are you off to, nonsense? You had to go chase some squirrels. Emma, it's our absolute pleasure to be able to share this with you. There's one of the reasons we do what we do, to be able to share these intimate moments with leopards and with other animals out here in the African bush with you, wherever you might be in the world. Where's nonsense got to? Oh, that little one has disappeared off into the Tumbuti thickets there. Now, you'll notice that the majority of the animals out here tend to ignore a car completely. Shoplifter, there's various different reasons for that. The main reason is that they do not have an instinctive response to the vehicle. So when you first start working in areas that they are not used to cars at all, they will normally run from the cars, and it takes time to habituate them to the cars. So a car has only been around for just over 100 years, so they do not have any sort of instinctive knowledge about it. So as long as you don't pressurize them, drive at them, and chase them with cars, they don't smell like anything that is too exciting, and they smell like oil and petrol and brake fluid and various other foofy things that have no interest. Oh, there's little Tlalamba back again, to any of the animals out here. But mostly it's because they're definitely aware of the cars, but as long as you drive carefully and considerately, you are able to get these incredible views like we're having at the moment. Now, how old is Tlalamba now? Dave, do you remember? I'm trying to remember when she was born. But Mushkat, yes, she is weaned. Well, 4.5 to 5 months old, so yes, she is weaned already. There you go, Mom. Give me a bath. Oh, there's a little leopard burp there, Dave. It wasn't actually a burp, it was more of a little... Not a complain, but almost like, Mom. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, Dave, you've got a request there for a zoom in on Tlalamba's face from Soapy. Soapy, her spot pattern is already developed. Oh, here comes Thandi right up to us. So I just can't move at the moment because she's coming very close to me. Hello, Thandi. I'm not moving, don't worry. Thandi can be a little bit funny when she comes close to the cars, so I can't move. Sorry, Dave. I don't want to upset them. So if I'd moved then, it would have either given... Well, Thandi might have snarled at me, but it might have given Tlalamba a fright. That's why I'd made sure I didn't move. So sorry I blocked some of your view there while I did that. And you can see she's becoming nice and relaxed around the cars now, even though she hasn't spent as much time with cars. And a lot of that is very important in how you react in those situations like we just had. Because Mom walked past calmly and didn't snarl or have any negative response towards us. So did Tlalamba, and that's a lot to do with just not moving, sitting still at the right times. And you can see I could keep talking without a problem, but I made sure I didn't move at all when she was that close. And particularly because we don't have doors, so that little bit of movement from my legs or whatnot might have upset them. But no, they're not. They've stopped in the shade again, and There's a bit of grooming going on. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a thick area, so we can just sort of sneak a peek like voyeurs, which I suppose we really are when we follow these animals throughout their incredible lives, and often quite harsh lives. Oh, look at that. Isn't that wonderful? I think this is made up for all the frustration Thandi has caused in my days over the last, especially the last 2 weeks. I've tracked her for hours upon hours, but this is definitely worth it. These little intimate moments that we get to witness. And sticking with them to get you. Ask Dave. I think Dave did some of the most serious off-roading he's ever done, just so we didn't lose them as they went through some big holes and riverbeds. I'm going to link to one of the strangest creatures I've ever heard, but I know what it is. But I'm going to say what Rebecca said. Let's go look at a blue-headed lizard-looking thing. Well, Rebecca seems to be struggling with the name of that lizard, the blauw koppermander in Afrikaans, or just an angama in English. So Tlalamba has disappeared somewhere. We can't see her. She's around, just behind there. I think where Thandi's looking at the moment. But I'm just waiting to see if she gets up on the move again, because we definitely want to know exactly where she decides to rest for this evening. It's so nice to see her again, after all the trouble she caused. Now, Lou, I assume you're talking about little Tlalamba. At what age will she reach adulthood? Normally, with female leopards, they become independent of their mothers a little bit younger than males, but normally between 1.5 years and 2, she'll become independent of her mom, and then will normally start mating at about 3. Now, female leopards, not always, but majority of the time, will sort of give away a part of their core territory to their daughters, so they have a slightly easier start in life than if they had to head off and fight for their own territory. But that, of course, all just depends on the situations. There's no hard and steadfast rule out here in the African bush. So, as I said, it just depends on how much pressure mom's feeling, how old mom is, how much territory mom holds. So there's a lot of different variables to how and why a female leopard cub will disperse from mom. Now, of course, if you have been enjoying this incredible sighting of these cubs, please don't forget to vote for the Oscars of the Internet, so-called, the Webby Awards. And we're up for 3 awards, so please just go have a look and vote for us. But hopefully they don't make any of us do speeches, apart from James, who probably would like to do a speech. I think I'd just like to ruin James's speech somehow if we won. Run in there and take the mic away from him. Steal his thunder. No, I'm only joking, of course. But he is good fun to tease a little old James. Okay, are we going to be up and on the move for a little bit? Okay, there goes Thandi. Now where's Tlalamba? Is Tlalamba already headed in that direction and we can't see through the thickets? Probably not. Or probably.